Back in 2001, when the first movie came out, would anyone have ever guessed that it would just evolve into this juggernaut of a franchise? I know I didn't. I mean, if you ask myself back in 2001 what I thought, I probably wouldn't have had an opinion because I didn't see it until many years later. Furious 7 is the 7th installment of the Fast and the Furious franchise, which stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Ludacris Bridges, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jason Statham, and Paul Walker in his final film role. This one takes place sometime after Fast and Furious 6, and finally after Tokyo Drift, because the last 3 movies were considered prequels to Tokyo Drift. And things seem to be going well for our main characters. Dominic Toretto's trying to help Letty regain her memory of all the events prior to what happened in Fast and Furious. Brian O'Connor is now a father with Dom's sister, played by Jordana Brewster. But unfortunately, trouble comes in the form of Jason Statham, who plays the brother of Owen Shaw from the last movie. And after he kills Han in Tokyo, spoilers for Tokyo Drift and Fast and Furious 6, he is on a mission to take out Dominic Toretto as revenge for killing his brother. At the same time, Dom and his team are hired by some government guys to bring back this device that an organization has that has some connection to Shaw. So Dom accepts the job as a means to get closer to killing Shaw, or at least taking him out. Now, really briefly, here's what I thought of the past movies. The first one was good for what it was. The second one, not so much. The third one is crap, though I do like seeing Tokyo, and the score is pretty cool. The fourth one is okay, but nothing special. The fifth one is where the franchise evolved and started appealing to a wider audience. And the sixth is currently my favorite movie in the franchise, even with Furious 7 here. This one is pretty much, like the last two, a Fast and Furious movie, and it's either your thing or it's not your thing. It has everything you could expect from these movies. It has fantastic action sequences, it has corny one-liners that really make this movie more suited for the 90s, but whatever. It's got a cast where half of them may not be the best actors, but they at least have some charisma and presence. And on top of all that, it's just a lot of fun, just like the past 2 movies. Justin Lin, the director of all the movies from Tokyo Drift to Fast and Furious 6, is out this time. This time we have James Wan, who's mainly known for horror, like the first Saw movie, The Conjuring, and the 2 Insidious films. And his approach is very unique. During the hand-to-hand fight scenes, there are a lot of interesting things he does with the camera movement, which I don't think Justin Lin ever did in any of his movies. However, on a whole, I think Justin Lin is better at directing action than James Wan does, because unfortunately, during the hand-to-hand fight sequences, it suffers from the Batman Begins scenario, where the action scenes are shot too close, the editing's choppy, and you can hardly tell what's going on half the time. However, the main highlights of the movie are the car sequences. Any action scene involving cars is spectacular. And starting with the 5th movie, these movies always come up with very creative ways to basically top the insanity. And this one, you've seen it in the posters and the trailers. They jump cars out of planes. It's just chaos. But if you can accept the chaos, then you're going to be in for a fun ride. There are some points in the movie where the story's a little difficult to follow, and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Why does he need that? What's happening here? And that might have to do with the tragedy that the filmmakers had to endure, because, as we all know, back in November of 2013, Paul Walker sadly passed away, and they basically had to rework the film around his death. Again, there are a few awkward moments, but you really can't blame him for the tragedy that happened. Though the movie does end with a very nice send-off to Paul Walker that almost made me kind of emotional, and that's saying something given the fact that they're throwing cars out of cargo planes. Jason Statham, I think, is really good in this movie as the villain. I mean, good for these kind of movies at least. But unfortunately, because of the other plot, his role is pretty much the Winter Soldier. He pops in here and there and is more like a henchman than an actual villain, though I don't know. It's just, I thought that his revenge story could have been a lot better than some of the other stuff they had to do, but hey, it's still me. It's still a fun movie regardless. Now, the two things I had an issue with. One I already addressed, which was some of the hand-to-hand fight sequences, but the other is involving The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. One of the things that really got me into the last two movies was Dwayne Johnson. In any movie he's in, he has a strong presence, and he's always such a likable guy. And unfortunately here, he's not in it as much as the other two movies, which is a bummer, and it's one of the main reasons why I like the last one better than this one still. But again, these movies are what they are. I said this about the sixth movie, I'm going to say it here. If you never got into the franchise, thought they were silly, dumb, whatever, this movie's not going to change your opinion. Don't go into it thinking that this is the one that's going to change my mind, because it's not. However, if you've been following this franchise from day one, or you really started getting into it more with the last two movies like I did, then you're going to enjoy this one a lot. And I'm going to give this the same rating as I gave Fast and Furious 6, which is good, but not great. It's very fun, well-directed, the action's awesome. There are better action movies out there, but this one's pretty cool. And that's my review for Furious 7. Leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie. If you've seen it, like, subscribe, go check out my video blog channel. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, go like my Facebook page, and this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one.